Hey, it's Michael at Rockatar. Thanks for being here and really working hard on your drum playing. So this is very exciting. Hey, by the way, I'd like to say a big hello to all my left-handed drummers out there. And I know that when I'm teaching, I'm playing righty, but I also want to let those lefties know that when I say right, you could think left. Okay? I know that might be a little challenging, but just remember that I am a righty, so that's how I'm teaching drumming. However, lefties, it's the same thing, it's just reverse, right? You're going to be playing the ride cymbal with your left hand, you're going to be playing the bass pedal with your left foot, okay? And the snare drum with your right hand. So, and by the way, there's some fantastic lefty musicians out there and artists. So all of you left-handed players, keep up the good work, all righty? All right, so here we go. We are moving along to lesson number 10, which is all about the hi-hat, okay? So we're going to talk about the hi-hat a little bit. And what I'm going to share to you about the hi-hat is we could play all the beats that we've learned, the 2-beat, the 4-beat, the 8-beat, also on the hi-hat. And that's really what I wanted to share with you in this lesson today. There's lots of different techniques and things that we could use with the hi-hat. Of course, you know, we talked about in our intro lesson that the hi-hat goes up and down, just like a hat. That's why they call it a hi-hat, because it lifts up and then it goes down with your foot. And I'm going to kind of hold it down right now with my foot. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to play the 2-beat, the 4-beat, and the 8-beat on the hi-hat, okay? So just remember, when you're playing the hi-hat, similar technique to playing the ride cymbal, you want to use the tip of your stick. You don't want to use the flat part of your stick, because the flat part of your stick is going to give you a little bit of a different sound than the tip of your stick, and it will be a lot easier to control your stick and also to bounce your stick when we get into some cool stick bouncing techniques on the hi-hat, okay? So just make sure you got a nice bounce going on the hi-hat with the tip of your stick, just like the stick bouncing techniques on the snare drum. You could even do those bouncing techniques right on the hi-hat, so you could start getting comfortable with the feel of the hi-hat. So here's how our 2-beat sounds with the hi-hat. So now, from learning the 2-beat on the ride cymbal, we're crossing over. So we're bringing our right hand around over to the hi-hat. And as you can see, my left hand and stick is underneath my right hand on that snare drum, okay? So we're making sure that our right hand comes over our left, or our right stick comes over our left stick, okay? We need to have the space to be able to play our snare drum with our left hand and make sure we're playing correctly. So here it's the same groove, same beat. Instead of playing on the cymbal, we're playing on the hi-hat. So once again, you're just bringing your hand to the hi-hat. Okay, so here we go. So let's practice the 2-beat. And remember, the 2-beat is 1, 2, 1, 2. We're just hitting the hi-hat instead of the cymbal. Same exact thing. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And remember, you need to press your hi-hat down, okay? If you're playing on your pad, just cross your hand over your other hand, and you could play on your pad just like this to get the hang of playing the hi-hat, okay? So here we go, back to the hi-hat. Now we're going to go to the 4-beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, 1 together, 2 together, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you get the hang of playing the hi-hat on your 4-beat, you pick up the tempo a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Start out slow though, until you get comfortable, and then you could start to play a little bit faster, okay? Let's go to the 8-beat now. The 8-beat has a great sound on the hi-hat. I love playing the 8-beat on the hi-hat because, as you know, the 8-beat, we're playing eighth notes. So on the hi-hat, you could really hear each note very clearly. Sometimes when you're playing on the cymbal, because the cymbal, the sound of the cymbal is continuous, and you're always hearing that, the crash type of sound on the cymbal, sometimes those eighth notes could be a little hidden from your ear. On the hi-hat, it's a nice crisp sound, so we could really hear all those eighth notes. So let's work on the 8-beat, okay? So once again, taking our right hand up above the left, and we've got our left hand ready to hit the snare, and we've got our right foot on the bass, and we're gonna go to our 8-beat. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's a good example of the 2-beat, the 4-beat, and the 8-beat played on the hi-hat. I'm going to speed the 8-beat up a little bit so you can get a little sense of how it sounds, okay? One and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and count with me. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good job. So if you were just counting with me and not playing, that's fine also, because counting is as important as playing. It's real crucial or important that you practice your counting as well, so that you could keep the beat syncopated or in time or even. That's the key to learning how to play drums, okay? So let's do a review. Here's the 2-beat on the hi-hat. 1, whoops, I went into the 4. Here's the 2-beat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's the 4-beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here's the 8-beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. How about that? 3 hits this time. So once you get used to hitting that crash cymbal with the bass drum, you can have a lot of fun with that, right? All right. Well, thanks again for being here and for building your drumming and sticking skills. This is Michael with Rockatar. I will see you at our next lesson.